So you're running your first ultra, you've done the training, you've got your kit sorted, but you still need to get to that finish line. I've run 11 ultras in the last 3 years and I've had some wins, had some losses. So today I'm going to give you my top tips to help get you to that finish line. Let's get into it. First thing, you've heard this 1,000 times before, but don't go out too fast. However, what people don't really talk about is that really what it means is manage your ego, manage your surroundings and the adrenaline of the day. At the beginning, it's going to be busy. There's going to be people breaking off into packs. It's going to feel important to be a part of those packs. And trust me, it's not. Imagine when you're 7 hours into the race and the pack is really thinned out. You're probably in a field on your own in the middle of nowhere, and you're going to look back at the beginning of the race if you push too hard and feel pretty silly. I know that because I have done that myself. Another thing to visualize is overtaking people in the final third of the race. If you go out too fast, you're probably going to crash and burn, and it's going to feel like the entire pack overtakes you. I know that because that's happened to me too. If you take it easy at the beginning, the final third of the race, you can make up so much time if you're still moving effectively and efficiently. Have the confidence in the first part of the race to let people go, listen to your body, do your own thing, and that's going to pay back dividends later in the race. Next point, fueling. Again, I know you know this, but race day can just take over and you can forget to do some of the most basic things. Have a plan and stick to it. I like to fuel at least every 30 minutes. I know exactly how many carbs I'm going to have every hour, and I've got my food that I've practiced with in my long runs. I'm not going to go into that now, but I do have a video on that if you're interested. But by the time you're watching this video, it's probably too late to try different things. So do what you've been doing, but just make sure it's consistent from the very beginning of the race. When you get your fueling right, it is magic, and it allows you to keep moving and pushing on even when your legs are absolutely battered in those final few hours. In your first ultra, mindset is so important. Again, I can speak personally here. I've DNF'd twice, and in hindsight, I think both of those were mindset failures. Everyone tells you ultra running is a mind game, but what not many people talk about is that it feels physical. In the 2 times I DNF'd, I had very real and physical feelings and symptoms, and my logical brain was telling me all these great reasons why I needed to give up to protect my body. Annoyingly, I woke up the next day on both of those occasions feeling completely fine. I realized that was all an illusion, and my mind had just been trying to protect me, but actually just making up these symptoms that forced me to quit. I'm not saying to push through legitimate actual injury here, and it is hard to tell the difference sometimes, but what I'm saying is you're going to feel all these weird and wonderful symptoms, and as long as you can just keep putting one foot in front of the other, that is what you need to do. When you're tired in a race and everything's hurting, your brain is going to question, how long can I keep putting one foot in front of the other? But that's not the question. The question is, can I put one foot in front of the other now? And if you can, that's all you have to focus on. Just keep on trudging forwards. Something related to mindset is at the beginning of the race, think of all the possible excuses you might have to quit. Some of them might seem a bit abstract and silly. For example, you might be relying on someone to give you a lift, and then if you're falling behind the amount of time you initially said that the race was going to take you, you start to feel guilty. So you think, oh, I'll just quit to let them take me home. Go through all the possible scenarios, things like that. If there's someone else involved, chat to them, say, what happens if you need to wait an extra 6 hours? What does that mean? Are you going to be able to do that? Just get any excuse out your head. Another thing I don't like to do these days is have time goals in my race. I've had time goals where it's become clear that I'm not going to make that time, and my head is like, oh, I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to make that goal. I wish I should just quit. And obviously in hindsight, it's so silly. It doesn't matter if you make a time goal or not. What matters is getting to the finish line. But those thoughts feel so overwhelming at the time. So get rid of all of those excuses, have a blank slate, and just put one foot in front of the other. It's worth knowing the cutoff times at certain aid stations and having that loosely in the back of your head or have them written on your forearm. If the wheels are really falling off, just make sure you can stay ahead of those cutoffs. And trust me, from personal experience, a DFL would be better than a DNF. Next up, be conscious of the terrain and managing your body in that terrain. The most common example of this is going too fast on the downhills and absolutely nailing your quads. You can do that for a while, but that is going to come back to bite you. I know from personal experience, and I've been that guy sidestepping down a mountain because I can't even take a full normal step. Really protect your body in the first half, first 2/3 of the race, and if you're still feeling good in that final chapter, you can let it rip then. While managing your body in the terrain, also manage your kit and your feet. It's so much easier to prevent chafing and blisters than it is to fix them in the race. Having said that, if you are starting to feel something come on, it's so much better to take 5 minutes to fix it rather than let a blister or a chafe develop into something much worse that slows your gait down and then makes you hobble for a few miles or 20 miles or 30 miles later in the race, because that could potentially add an hour or two to your overall time. And finally, before the race starts, remember why you're there. Think of all the training you've done. Remember what made you hit the buy now button on that race ticket. Visualize all the hardships you might have to overcome in the race. Be a problem solver, be resilient, be persistent, and enjoy getting to that finish line, because that is what it's all about. If you want to see one of my more successful adventures, I'll leave that with you here. And until next time, happy training.